Welcome back, you guys. We are so excited to have you here today. So normally, of course, I start off sharing my pictures with you. So this is Coach Will and and I think we were in an Airbnb, which is a lovely one. I was trying to think of the name of it. I think it's called One. But anyway, lovely place that we visit. And this is also in Myrtle Beach. And so we're actually working. At the time, it was with a financial program company, but we have since ventured off and opened our own company, which is about education, financial literacy, and your wealth journey, which includes your finances as well as your health. Okay. And so, for those of you who don't know, our business is called Davis and Taylor Investments LLC, and we're located in Winter Haven. Okay, so let's get started about this. Now, listen, y'all see me working hard on these pictures. Okay. Y'all see my chocolate drop. He's serious. He's serious. And since he's on his phone, chances are he's checking out crypto. Okay, and so this is what I want to share with you today. Why is money the hardest conversation to have in a Black home? So let me join the screen with you all. I'm coming. I'm coming. Boom, there I am. Hi guys, how are you? And so I wanted to talk to you because yes, money is the hardest conversation to have in the Black home. And then we have to start thinking about, why is it the hardest conversation? Why can't we talk? Why can't we pull together? Why can't we collectively do things? Why can't we think unified? Why can't we think for the whole family at large? Okay. And so we want to have that conversation on today. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is the state that we're in. So the state that we're in is most of us are living from paycheck to paycheck. Okay. 97% of Americans are living from paycheck to paycheck, to be exact. Okay. There are 3% of the wealthy, only 3%. And that statistic has never changed. My entire life, my grandmother's, my great great grandmother, my great great grandmother, her great great grandmother, her great great grandmother. It ain't never changed. Why has it never changed? Something to think about. Okay, so we're going to get into that, why it's never changed. Then also, when you retire, most people have an average of 5 to 10,000 on average saved. That is it. That is not a retirement plan. Okay, so now we need to really get serious about it and find out what is going on. Number one, the hardest conversations, number one, I believe personally, is because we don't have these conversations. We don't have these conversations at all. Our family, and I say collective in the family, we recently started having these conversations. We had our first meeting. I was so proud of us. Now, was it tough? Yes, it was. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was the toughest thing. And we expected it to be tough, okay? So we're not gonna give up. We have another meeting that's scheduled coming up in 2 weeks. So we plan to meet every 2 weeks, not to talk about our individual finances, but how we can come together as a whole. Because it makes no sense of me struggling in our home and y'all struggling in y'all home and you struggling in your home, and it doesn't make any sense. So Will and I, we got together and we said, let's see what we can do about this. So we decided to be the forerunners from it because my parents are older, and we decided to be that forerunner. One side of my family lives on a fixed income. Matter of fact, if you put all four of our families together, two-thirds of our family, the elders, live on a fixed income. And one was a business owner and may have done, a little bit better, and is able to live through retirement, right? But for the majority, we still have to, in a whole, be able to pull our families together, right? So that's what we're thinking about here today. Okay, it's the hardest conversation because we don't have it. We don't have it. And we've been trained and prone through the Willie Lynch syndrome letter. And I'm going to get into that pretty soon. In the Willie Lynch, we've been trained to distrust each other, to envy each other. So what does that look like? Putting light skinned blacks against dark skinned black. We still black. It don't matter if your shade is lighter or darker. We still black. We still been denied for the same accounts. So light skin and dark skin, it does not matter. We are all shades, and yes, we're beautiful. Every shade is beautiful, from purple black to fair pale. We are beautiful. To our nappy hair, kinky, we are beautiful. And we have to learn how to embrace ourselves. Putting each other against each other. Oh, you was a slave nigger. You're in the field. I'm in the house. I'm a house nigger. What? We all were still niggers according to the Caucasian community. So what made you better? It ain't like we had no 401k plan because we was in the house. Putting us against mother against daughters, fathers against sons, not having us to trust each other. So the distrust was built inside of us. And it's shown now. Without going into detail, our first meeting, I was kind of like saying collectively how we could maybe put all of our basic bills, like the things like water, rent, electric, not the luxury bills, our foundational bills, all together on one calendar, and that we will make sure collectively that all these bills were paid. But some of my family was hearing what I got to put in. Like they want something. But the thing that we are leaving out, okay, and this is being real, and you may face this in your family, okay, we decided, Coach Will and I decided that we are choosing a direction for our life. And in the direction that we're choosing for our life, we are going to be living to a higher, better standard, which we are already living it, but it's going to be in a greater accent, at a greater measure, I should say. So we decided we don't want to eat the good of the land, enjoy the good of the land, have that peaceful relaxation, and leave our family into any situation, whether it's a bad situation or not so good or barely making it. We don't want to leave them. Or if they're doing good, but they could be doing a little bit better, we don't want to leave them. So this is why we decided to have the conversation. Not that we want anything, not that we need anything. Okay? But we don't want to build the ark and not tell our people that you got a safety place. You got a place of rest. You don't have to work 40 years, okay? 2 or 3 jobs and still can't retire. There's so many of our elder people who are coming out of retirement because they can't afford to rest. But they don't work all day. Now you see our elders and their Walmart greeters. Welcome to Walmart, wiping the tables at Burger King and McDonald's. God forbid. I don't want this for my family. I don't want it for my elders. So we have to talk about money. It is the hardest conversation because we never had it before. Hell, we ain't never had no money before to start talking about money. But now that we're seeing that we could collectively come together and build, baby, Black Wall Street was something beautiful. They didn't depend on nothing but each other. They did not depend on anything or any person outside of the melanin race. They did not. And they owned banks, planes, hospitals, grocery stores. You guys, we have to do better. It is a hard conversation, but it's even harder to see your loved ones dead. It's harder to see your loved ones starving. It's hard to see them sick and not living to their full potential. Because we're eating foods that are unhealthy for us, that was man created to make money but you're sick. But they made more money because they're going to give you man-made medicine that makes you sicker. And they're going to make more money because you're going to be in hospice. They're going to make more money because now somebody's got to bury you. We have to start banding together. We have to start understanding that the black dollar is powerful. We have to have these conversations that money itself, greenback money, is not at all. You must have other things because greenback money is an IOU that's backed by substance. What substance are you talking about? Gold, silver, minerals, oil. You also need to learn because we're going to a cashless society. You do need to learn about cryptocurrency. Yes, there are a lot of scams, but that's why you need to study. You do need to learn how to motivate in the Forex market. It is an $8 trillion industry a day. The Forex market is open 5 days a week. 8 times 5 is $40 trillion. Why don't our melanin people know more about an industry that's making $40 trillion a week, 8 trillion a day? Because it takes time to learn that market. It takes time to sit down with your family and realize that, look, I can't be a ship sailing on my own. I can't be one captain without a crew. I can't be a chief with no Indians. And I can use that word because Native American is with me. The Lumbee tribe is with me. But I need you to know that you have to collectively work together. There's an African proverb that said, many hands make light work. If we all pull together and cared about the next. I'm going to tell you one story that I read on the internet. Some people want to doubt it. I'm not here to doubt it. I'm not here to do anything. I'm here to tell you that I learned something through the story. There was a Caucasian man who was an anthropologist, and he was an archaeologist, and he went over to study in Africa. He saw some of the 3 African American boys playing, African, not American, but African boys playing. And he said to them, I'll give you this basket to the one who raced and reached the other end first. So I'll give the winner this big bag of food and goodies. The children grabbed hands and they walked slowly together, and they all crossed the finish line together. When he questioned them and asked them, why did you do this? What made you do this? And they simply says, if one wins the basket, if one wins the food and the other 2 are hungry, that is no victory. That is not good. But if we all can win together, if we all can win together, that is the joy in victory. I have a Caucasian friend. She's an Asian friend, and she's young, like 24, 25. She may be even 26 at this point. She got a house, and they was praising her because she got this house. And she said, it's not a victory until everyone in my family has a house. She was the one who was allowed first to go because she was one of the eldest, and she contributed to most of the money. So they let her go first and be the owner of the first house. But she said, it's not a victory. It's not a win for me because the rest of my family don't have a house yet. If you get a car, you get the best car out there, the antique luxury car. It's not a win when some of my brothers are walking. It's a win when we all win. When we all have money in our savings account. When we all keep the dollar bill recycling in our own community. It recycles 15 seconds or less in our community before it goes out. 15 seconds or less. You got to know that we're greater. You guys, money is the hardest conversation to have. It is. We've been taught to be divided against each other, to be separated, to be against each other. Whites against blacks, of course, right? I understand that because we went through slavery. But why are blacks going through blacks when we had the same struggle? Why? We had the same struggles. So why are blacks going against blacks? Mother melanated women going against children, melanated girls. Black melanated kings going against other black kings. Why? Black melanated fathers going against black melanated boys. Why? Black melanated queens going against other black melanated queens. Why? You guys, talk about money within your home. Talk about how you're going to save. Talk about the future, how you're going to get out of this thing together. How we going to get out of this together. I am a reflection of you. I am not better than you. I am a part of you. We're going to keep having the conversations in our immediate family. And I would solicit you all to do the same. Learn about all the different monies and currencies and assets. Have different portfolio full of different assets. Real estate, passive income, cryptocurrency, forex, different types of investments, insurance tools that you can use in this investment. Let's learn about them. You guys, thank you for your time today. I know this wasn't that raw message, but I need our people to start thinking. I need you to start thinking about that thing right there. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about assets. Let's talk about how to build Black Wall Street again. And not just talk about it. Be an active participant in your own rescue. Stop blaming the white man. What does the white man got to do about your own rescue? Stop blaming our government systems. If we know they're doing us wrong in these government systems, create your own systems. Create your own barter systems. If we know they're doing us wrong, an injustice against one of us is an injustice against all of us. And it doesn't do us any good to have melanated billionaire and millionaire kings and queens in our midst if they're forgot that they are part of a whole family. It doesn't make a difference if they have forgotten that they were once a part of this struggle and that they have other brothers and sisters that have been left behind. You guys, I love you today. Please continue the conversation. I hope something I said today piques an interest in you wanting to have these conversations within your home. You don't have to be rich to have these conversations. You ain't got to be mid area. You don't. You can be in a poverty-stricken level and start having these conversations and planning and determine that you're going to be an active participant in your own rescue. And baby, before you know it, before you know it, you will be the lender and not the borrower. Before you know it. You guys, I love you all so much. We thank you so much for being here. And also, I want to thank Coach Will because he is our editor behind these videos that you're seeing. He's our technical person. He's our marketing person. He's my chocolate drop, my love, my husband. And so, you guys, I want to make sure I'm honoring him because just because you see me on screen, he makes it possible. He makes me look good. Okay. He makes me look good. And so I want to honor him today. And I want to honor my family. And I want to thank you for being open to come to our first family financial meeting. And I'm just grateful that you have given me a chance to actually talk to you and have this conversation. I hope this conversation go big and wide all over the nation in many homes. You guys have an awesome and amazing day. May peace and blessings and financial blessings reign upon your whole household for all generations to come. Peace and blessings.